Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be diving into the new feature draw featuring Yuffie and Matt, and I'm going to be breaking down this banner. We're going to take a look at the costumes, we're going to check out the battle animations, we're going to look at the R abilities, we're going to check out the stats at base 5-star, OB6 and OB10, and I'm going to give you my concluding thoughts on whether or not I think that you should pull on this banner. Now, I'm going to preface this video with the fact that I highly believe that a crossover is on its way, either 1 week from now or 2 weeks from now. So I will say that even though I am currently very tempted to pull on Yuffie's banner, and likely will, considering she's the first physical Earth Arcanum character in the game, I'm still going to be holding off for at least 2 weeks just to see what's coming on the horizon. Games like this like to drop something that we absolutely want just before they drop the thing that we absolutely need. All right, so just keep that in mind. All right, so that being said, let's jump over to the draw. And let's take a look at it, guys. Yuffie is finally back on banner. That is great to see. And Matt is here as well. Honestly, this is one of those banners where I could see you pulling through both pages for both costumes. It's really that good of a banner. It's very, very, very solid. Now, what I want to first check out is the actual weapon animations. All right, so we're going to look at Yuffie's first right here. Okay, it is an ninjutsu animation. It is pretty sick. Now let's look at Matt's. All right, so Matt's looks like it's pretty quick. That's important right here for these buffs. I think that that's one of the things that makes Barret so good, is that the buff on Assault Gun is so fast that it makes it in certain content, I feel like it's better than Centipede. Even though Centipede heals, the fact that it's 4 ATB and extremely fast casting can really come in clutch. Now, granted, Centipede is also an AoE heal. It does different things. It's definitely going to surpass Assault Gun depending on the content. But if we take one more look at Matt's animation right here, it does look like it's decently quick, which is a positive thing. Now let's go in here, let's take a look at these costumes. I'm going to hide the UI, and we're just going to take a look at them. Yuffie's does look pretty cool. I really like the kind of yellow on blue right here. The weapon itself is pretty sick right here, kind of like a super curved scimitar at the same time with these little red engravings right here, and it almost kind of looks like a gun blade almost in a sense, right? I like it. I like the kind of leather armor right here with the belts, kind of like something that we would see maybe on like Squall, right? Like as you can see right here and right here on her wrist guard. And we've got her regular glove right here with the bandage going up to her elbow, which looks really cool. Honestly, I really like the boots right here. I don't know how I feel about the knee pads. It's kind of funny. It's like she just got off practicing how to ride a bike for the first time, but she does look really cool. Also, I like the half cloak. I always like half cloaks. And I like this kind of like just shawl. Oh, I guess it's like a sleeveless hoodie, kind of like what I'm wearing right here, right? So that's actually really cool. I like Yuffie's costume. It looks pretty rad. I guess it's orange, not yellow right here. Orange interlaced over blue. Now, let's take a look at this weapon right here, Hawkeye. All right, so this is, let's look at it. Base 5-star, level 120. It's going to deal 480% physical earth damage, range single enemy, 4 ATB. Also, when HP is 70% or more, it'll do 1.2 times damage. All right. Now for the R abilities, at the base level, it's going to give physical attack 30 and earth potency of 12. If we take this up to OB6, and now granted, I'm pretty sure at OB1, this is going to go from 480 to 580%. So almost 600% is definitely not bad, guys, just for getting one other copy other than the guaranteed, if Yuffie's who you're pulling for. If we take it to OB6, it's going to go up to 710% physical earth damage. Everything else will stay the same. Physical attack will go from 30 to 40, and earth potency will go from 12 to 27. Now, if we look at it at OB10, it's going to have 648 physical attack, 482 magic attack, 253 healing. It is going to have a capped stat of 850%, so not as strong as the limit break draw weapons. For example, clouds will hit 900%. The physical attack is going to stay at 46. This is a main hand weapon. It's not like the Bald Eagle or the Radiant Edge, which is going to get that 62 stat bonus on the back end, just because they're very rarely going to be put in the main hand, I'm guessing. Or I guess for Lucia, it is always often put in the main hand. And then the earth potency is going to cap at 39, which is the typical cap for an elemental weapon, so that's always really good. It's a little bit of a bummer when you see the elemental potency at 27 instead of 39, because I feel like that's really important. Now, if we look at the support materia, we have an ability damage plus 10%, so not bad, not the best, but not the worst. Physical ability damage plus 20% in the second slot, that's always really good. And circle sigil boost, I love sigil boosts in general, so I think that that's really positive right there overall. Honestly, the fact that it's the first physical Earth Arcanum costume in the game, I just think is really cool. And for all characters, or for all players out there, if you're ever wondering on what to pull, if you don't have an Arcanum for a certain element, like at all, then I don't think you can really ever go wrong pulling for an Arcanum costume. However, if you happen to be pulling for one right before a crossover comes out, you might regret it just a tiny bit, because I will say this, there will be another physical Earth Arcanum costume coming out, but limited banners, those are rare. Those are what we are saving for. Those are where they drop things like the Kuja's Spirit Blade, which in my opinion is still one of the best weapons in the game. So that's what we're on the lookout for, is pulling for the things that are absolutely necessary for the account. This is something that we know will drop again in the future. It won't drop again for Yuffie for the costume, but another character will definitely get a physical Earth Arcanum costume, right? We've had multiple ice physicals at this point, so we know that this will return in some other way, shape, or form. Now, if we go down here and we look at the costume, it is going to give boost physical ability potency here. I do like this more than physical attack, just because it's so easy to stack physical attack to max now. And Earthblade Arcanum, so that's super solid in my opinion. I think Yuffie's a really good bet for anyone, really, because if you have the Lucia Arcanum from Christmas, then you might not need it, but we're kind of at the point now where picking up a physical and magical Arcanum for each element is becoming more and more predominantly helpful. So this is something that I'm really considering pulling on, and I will pull on, considering that unless there is a crossover where my crystals are more needed than this, then I would wait for another physical Earth character in the future and just try my luck at Earth materia in the meantime. All right, now let's go on and let's look here at Matt. First, we'll take a look at his costume. We looked at it a little bit in my prior video. I think he does look really cool. He kind of really looks like an army medic right here, which is a lot of what Matt kind of reminds me as, right? He's the professor. He's studious. He's just an awesome character, and he really does do his job really well in the game. His weapon, it really does look like a giant syringe needle thing. It's pretty crazy and kind of creepy looking right there. I mean, look at that, right? I mean, it's literally a needle. You can see where it's opened up right there. But like, other than that, like, it's like the costume, he looks so like chill and put together, and then it's like this Frankenstein weapon that he's got in his hand right there. But all in all, I think that this is a really good thing for Matt. If we go back here, and let's look at the Syringe Rapier right here. Before we go into this, let's talk a little bit about Matt's kind of place in the game right now, because I feel like Matt is the best healer now in the game. There are certain instances where Tifa with her lifeguard wraps will take the edge on him just because it's a 4 ATB cost heal. She can do it almost twice in a row, depending on ATB save. Basically twice in a row, because at 7 ATB, during the time it takes for her to cast the first heal, she can basically cast the second heal. That's what gives Tifa that edge. However, in 95% of the content, Matt is going to heal better. That's because he's putting up a barrier while he's healing with Centipede. It's got the buff debuff extension. It can hit 62 healing in the R ability for heal on the Centipede. It's just a really good weapon. So Matt is a super solid healer. Basically the best healer in the game. Now, he's also like essentially the best buffer in the game, especially now with this, right? So this is a really good weapon. Now, we already have Core Defender. If you guys don't know, Matt has a weapon called Core Defender, which increases magic defense AoE up for the team. So it essentially already does this. Now, if we look at the magic heal that's cast here, it is 5% of healing potency to all allies. So that's always going to help. Now, I'm going to jump over. We're going to look at Core Defender really quick and see what of a difference there is. I believe I have mine at like OB7, so let's look for it here. Where is it? Is it right down here? Hold on, I'll find it, guys. We will find, here it is. All right, so let's look at Core Defender. I'm going to look at this at OB10. All right, so magic defense high. It does have a magic healing cast of 7% potency for all allies. So that is exactly the same as Matt's right here. So essentially on the surface, both of these weapons are exactly the same. Now, where this one differs is the last part right here. When HP is 50% or more, it also increases physical defense. That's going to be mid, even at base, right? But then what's great about it is that at OB, is it 6? Even at OB6, this is going to have the opportunity to go to 10. However, guys, it does look here that at OB6, the potency for magic defense is still mid, right? So you still need 2 casts to hit high. So this is more of a whale territory weapon, in my opinion, because in order to truly unlock its potential, you need it to be at high. Oh no, actually, guys, I withdraw my statement. Its potency mid still at OB10. It will go to high in 2 casts on both physical defense and magic defense, but it will never hit high on the first cast for either one. So that being said, Core Defender would still be relevant depending on the content if you need an instant high cast. Interesting. Now, let's go back and look at it at base 5-star level 120 right here. So the HP is going to be 30, buff debuff extension plus 12. If we look at the support materia, magic ability damage plus 20%, magic ability damage plus 20%, it does have the all cure right here in the 3rd slot, which is really handy, which is going to allow him to set a Cura materia in his 3rd materia slot and use it to heal the entire party. That is really, really, really good. Now let's look at this at OB6 right here. It doesn't really change right here. The R abilities go 40 and 27. And then at OB10, HP 46, buff debuff extension 39 right here. So really, really, really good weapon. Guaranteed wish list weapon. The question is it worth the pull? Wow, okay. This is interesting, guys. This is the first costume I think I've ever seen that has 15 points in the HP slot as opposed to 10. So this is going to start with not 15% HP, but 30% HP. Super solid right here, plus the healing potency at 10 right there. Now, Matt does have a gear voucher costume. It has 8 healing and 8 magic defense, I believe, or 8 physical defense. It's one of the two. So if you don't have this, you can definitely still use that. This is still a really good costume, guys. Don't get me wrong. However, do I think this costume is absolutely necessary to use Matt as your primary healer? No, I do not. A lot of people use Aerith as their primary healer, and very few people actually have the Garnet's costume, which is the HP heal costume. Tons of people are using the Rosy Battlesuit, even free-to-play players that are clearing content like EX2 Shiva. So This is by no means a necessary thing. However, if you do have it, it's going to be freaking awesome. I'm not going to lie. It is going to be really cool. This is why I was saying that this banner is one of those banners where I could see people easily pulling to the second stamp sheet. However, that is literally the perfect type of banner to put out right before a crossover. So in my opinion, this is like the ultimate bait banner because everything about it we want, right? It has everything that we absolutely want, but it's not things that we absolutely need. And they know that, right? So for me, I'm definitely holding off. I think this is a really good banner overall. I don't ever wish list, like for example, if I didn't pull for Yuffie's costume right here, I would never wishlist this weapon. I don't wishlist Arcanum weapons that I don't have the costume for. However, Matt's weapon is a guaranteed wishlist item in my opinion, although this is going to be something that takes a long time to fully level up. But the nice thing is that since so let's go back here and look at this. The nice thing is that since there's no change between OB6 and OB10, essentially, other than the duration of the skill, literally 2 seconds on the duration is the only difference, other than the stats right here and the R abilities, right? So that's going to be the only major difference. HP by 6 points and buff debuff extension by 12 points, right? Which is going to be good because you'll likely be running this a lot of times in the main hand if you want the all cure. But he'll probably also be running Centipede as well. So this will be less useful, I think, in my opinion. But we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, you would want to wishlist this to OB. Let's see here. I wish that, oh yeah, I wish we could see it at OB1. We can look at it at base 5-star. It's still mid to mid. Yeah, mid to mid. So you would want to wishlist this to OB6 in order to get it where you want it. So yeah, that's my opinion. I think that I might pull for Yuffie, but it's going to be one of those things where I wait a couple weeks to see if there is a crossover or something better on the horizon. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you're a newer player, if you're looking for an Ever Crisis community, come join the Curseborn Discord. There's a link to join in the description of every video of mine. We have an amazing community of all different kinds of players that can help you with any question you have regarding this game and to get you stronger in your account. That being said, if you guys enjoyed this video today, if it was helpful in any way, shape, or form, don't forget to drop a like on the video and to subscribe to the channel for future Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. Hope you all have a wonderful night, take care, and peace.